Yeah, it's a great idea. I do love the concept of buying in at a level, but not actually buying like with Comixology when you buy a book, you just have to get that one book. I love this that you can like read one person's book, or if you start it and you go, this ain't for me, you can take the rest of your credits and go and try something else. I really like that. That's a great concept. Is that is there other things too that would make it worthwhile for indie creators? Besides that, is there other, like, sure, is the functionality easy? Like, is it easy to maneuver, add your pages and things like that?
I mean, if you're a creator and you have a PDF, you can be up and running and ready to sell your book within 10 minutes.
So just to interject real quick, sorry, Chris, I didn't mean to talk over you there. When I met these fellows at C2E2, they all sat down with me right at the bar, and we uploaded one of my comics from my phone.
Oh, wow.
Like, it was super simple, super easy, and it was amazing. Like, the way I can attend their creator studio that's built into the platform is a lot like YouTube Studio. You know, you can see like what page reads, how far people have read into your book, where the numbers are, where they drop off. There's back-end analytics, much like YouTube, that helps you track your audience.
That's actually really good, because that's actually great data without having to have somebody criticize your book. Like, if you happen to notice that people are dropping off after page 5, you're like, oh, maybe something's wrong with my story. You know what I mean? Like, I actually think that's a great way to get a critique without actually having someone yell at you or like, come in like a bad comment. You know what I mean? I actually really like that. I think that's a good thing.
How much more real can you get than to have your analytics right there? Like, page 5, as soon as this character appears, readers drop off. Guess who's getting killed in the next issue?
One thing I would add to sort of tie it to the other part of the conversation is that with the page credits, creators and publishers can also set where they want to have a paywall within their comic. So if you have, let's say,
what do you mean by that? Like, so like you can set up a paywall between like pages 5 and 6 or something, or
exactly. So if you know that like you have a 40-page comic or a 25-page comic, and you know that the first 2 pages are going to be the title page, and let's say there's like some sort of informational page, and then you want to have maybe 3 or 4 or 5 pages of content to get the reader really into it, then you can put you can have the payment start at a certain point, and that's totally customizable. So that way you're saying to the readers, check it out, what do you think? Do you want to spend your credits here? Do you not? And then also you can then compare that to your analytics and go, okay, well, we're dropping off really hard at page 5 with the paywall. What if we moved it to page 7? It seems like there's a bit more of an emotional hook there. Maybe that'll actually get people really into it. And then have that sort of like testing kind of model.
So it's almost like when they want to do like a movie and they give you the first 10 minutes of the movie, and then it kind of hooks you. You just want to give them enough to get that hook in. That's a great idea. I like that a lot.
Another thing, whenever you because the creator is totally in charge, you can make entire titles free if you want. You can make the first three comics or releases of a given comic free, so that the next 3 that are upcoming have that whole sort of back end thing. So if you want to promote and share 1 through 3, get people really into it, and then when release 4 comes out in October, everybody's already there, they're down.
Yeah, I actually really like that, because it's funny when you talk to some indie creators, like I know a handful off the top of my head that, they have maybe 3 issues of their comic and they absolutely hate the first issue. So like you would do something like that, or what if that was me, I would do that. I would give the first issue for free, and then try to monetize 2 and 3, which you're a little more proud of, I guess, Yeah, so I really like that.
You can even say for example, if there's something on page 3 that's always bothered you, right? Your PDF, when the platform accepts the PDF, it breaks it apart into pages. If you ever want to tweak something, you want to go back and change something in the comic that you always never liked, you can effectively change it and then just re-upload it into that slot. You can go back. You could George Lucas the hell out of your own books, do special editions, and put in characters that weren't there before. And
oh, really? So if you hate page 3, you can just redo it and then upload it and put it right into the spot where 3 was?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
It's very interchangeable. As a matter of fact, even in some of my releases on the platform, these guys have a functionality where you can put in text post lettering, basically. So you can basically letter on the platform if you wanted to.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, actually, I was going to have a special request, guys. I thought of the other day. I don't know if I'm picture to you right now, but we gotta have to find a way to save our documents that we've changed within the platform, so we can upload to a PDF. Now we need to be able to export with the changes that we've applied on Global Comix. Is that possible?
Yeah, that's fairly easy. Like, that'd take me half a day to make.
Look at that. See? You have it your way with Global Comix. Just like that.
That's good, because then if you want to export it with the changes to print it up, you have the changes and you don't have to redo them again. That's actually a great idea.
Exactly.
Now, what other did we hit every advantage that an indie creator would have? Like, is there anything else that we should mention?
Yes, there is. There is. We haven't fully announced it. We soft launched this new feature. We call it the Global Comix Supporter Program.
Okay.
Last weekend, and it's similar to how Patreon works, where you can actually have folks that are your recurring monthly supporters that give you any amount of money that they want, starting at 5 and maxing at, like, I think I capped it at 1,500 per transaction or whatever, which basically is kind of like a donation, pay whatever you want type of thing, where you as a creator get to keep 95% of the revenue on that specifically. Like, we made that entirely with indie creators in mind that are working with this superfan model, so that we have a recurring revenue option for folks that aren't even paywalling their stuff.
Oh, wow. That's great. So it's almost like a little bit, is that a little bit kind of like that Webtoons? Is it a little bit like that kind of formula, or is that like...
I'd say it's more akin to how Patreon works.
Okay, more like a Patreon thing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's awesome.